Hello, hello, hello! Back again. Here we are. I'm probably going to be working on the CRX again. I know some of you may be getting sick of me working on the CRX, but I don't really have a whole lot of customer stuff going on right now, and not a whole lot else going on. So I figured I'm just going to try to learn these transmissions as best as frickin' possible. And then hopefully when I'm done and I have a good transmission, I can go over everything in one video to kind of summarize everything that I've done. But till then, we got to continue yanking this transmission back out of the CRX because I did the linkage video. I posted that one yesterday and got the linkage all sorted out, but it still has an issue with fourth gear and sometimes third gear. I was wide open throttle shifting it last night into third, and it was going in like every time perfectly. So I was like, hey, shit, this thing's good. And I drove it today, and I mean, third gear is like, you know, real crunchy, and then fourth gear was like non-existent unless you rev matched it. So I don't know. I'm gonna pull it out again. I'm not too thrilled, but you gotta do what you gotta do when you're learning, and you're not going to school for this stuff. I mean, you kind of just gotta learn by doing it. And, you know, sometimes it takes pulling the transmission out 5 times to finally figure stuff out and, you know, learn it. Hello to any new subscriber that may be here on the channel. I appreciate the support that you guys are giving me. Hello and welcome to HunterTuned. We do a lot of horsepower stuff, and we do a lot of stuff on a budget, but, you know, this is just a real world scenario, I suppose. Nothing's really sponsored here. We're just doing what we can with what we got. Some of you may call me crazy, a lunatic, whatever, for pulling this transmission out 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12, 15 times. But I mean, honestly, I just got to keep my mind busy a lot of the time. And if I'm not doing something like all the time, wrenching or, you know, building shit, I kind of drive myself nuts. And I deal with a lot of anxiety and depression and shit. So this is one thing that helps me cope with it. You know, staying busy and pulling transmissions in and out, whatever. It's just kind of something to keep my mind occupied, because like I said, if I don't have my mind occupied, I drive myself freaking nuts. And this is the only thing that I've found to kind of help out with that. You know, they make prescription drugs, they make, you know, counseling, all that kind of stuff. I've tried all of it, and really the only thing that helps me out is, you know, building shit and making horsepower. It's something that truly, genuinely makes me happy. Alright guys, I'm going to do an uncut clip. I'm going to speed it up obviously, but I'm going to pull this transmission out start to finish, and I don't know, probably play some music so it's interesting, or not as boring to watch, I guess. And I kind of want to time myself and see how long it takes. And bam, voila, car's back out of the garage, tranny's rebuilt, it's all done. Just kidding, I just pushed it back outside so I can have more room in the garage to tear it down. So here is the trans once again. I kind of brought out this big table to maybe help me out, stay a little more organized, and maybe keep the parts a little bit cleaner. I don't know if that's going to make a difference or not, but sometimes when you're working on like a clean area and all that, you don't get scatterbrained as easily as you do if you're like, you know, you got shit all over the floor and whatever. I've been there, done that, so I'm going to take my time as much as I can on this and maybe film some of it. What is going on, guys? Figured I'd give you an update on what has been going on all day. I have not filmed at all today, honestly. I pulled the transmission out this morning, and here I am. It's like midnight, and spent all day pulling that tranny apart, and found out that pretty much every single gear, I kind of knew this, like the second time I pulled it out, I kind of knew that these gears were worn out, but I didn't really have any good ones to compare them to, so I was like, oh, you know, they're probably fine. But yeah, as you can see, this is the, I believe it's the third or fourth gear. This is the fourth gear that was in the transmission that I just pulled out of the car. And you can see those engagement teeth and how worn down they are. Now I have another transmission, and look at these engagement teeth. Hopefully you can see the engagement teeth, but they are complete. They're not all worn out. There's the fourth gear one. And that is what you should look for, because honestly, when you have gears like this that are all worn down, it is going to grind. And this car did grind third and fourth gear, which the engagement teeth on third and fourth are wasted. So I'm an idiot for putting it together like that. I just wanted to know for sure, like, hey, everything else is good. I checked the synchro rings, I checked the synchros, I checked the forks, I checked the collars, I filed the collars, I did everything else other than replace the gear, because honestly, when these engagement teeth wear out, you're kind of SOL. You can't just buy a synchro and replace it, because this hard part is still worn down. Now, I guess you can press on new engagement rings, but I'm not going to deal with that. I'm not going to go order an engagement ring, etc. for 2 gears. So I actually found a Hydro B16 transmission. My homie Chris, my Vato, he hooked me up, and we ended up trading some parts back and forth, and I ended up with a B16 Hydro trans. This was the case that it was in. It's S4C, whatever the hell trans. And everything inside of that B16 transmission that I tore apart that I got from Chris was completely mint. Mint! And I took the differential, both gear stacks, and I took everything apart, and I just looked everything over just like I did in the last couple videos. I'm not going to keep boring you with the same thing over and over again, but figured I'd just give you an update. I tore all the gear stacks down, looked everything over, filed the shift collars a little bit, they didn't need much, and just looked over the synchros and the rings that go around the synchros, and everything looked beautiful. This transmission is going to be crispy as... So, yeah, I am extremely excited because I finally know that this thing is going to be good. I can probably put money on this. If anybody wants to bet me, I guarantee that I'll be wide open throttle shifting this motherfucker tomorrow, and it's going to be butter. Like I said, this thing is in 1,000 times better condition than my old trans, and I'm actually using the case from Hunter up in Green Bay. He gave me an LS trans that was from a 92 or 93, so it hosts a lot of the hydro internals, but it's still cable actuated, so I don't have to get a new mount, and I don't have to get a hydro to cable conversion, or cable to hydro conversion. I just plopped the B16 internals into this case so I can, you know, just throw it in the car and we'll be all good. The only other difference is the input shaft is bigger, so I needed a different clutch, which my homie Chris, Mavato, he hooks me up again and he gave me a clutch. So yeah, this thing should be ripping pretty soon. The clutch is like kind of worn down. It's not the greatest, but I feel like it'll be all right for now, until the subscriber that is going to be sending my competition clutch gets that to me. Then we'll go boost. But like I said, this thing's going to be an absolute animal if I can shift it fast. And I feel like that's like the main fun in a Honda anyway, is being able to bang gears and, you know, chirp fourth gear. Also wanted to say that I am 1,000 times more confident in these transmissions now. I've literally torn a B series transmission apart now at least a dozen times, and I've looked them over a dozen times, and I've put them together. I've put the shafts together 100 times. I've practiced putting the case on and off just to make sure I can line everything up properly, because sometimes that can be a big pain in the ass. So yeah, I am super confident in putting these transmissions together now. I can do it in pretty much my sleep. But that's what you get, I guess. Some of you guys are probably going to call me nuts or insane for pulling this trans out 5 times now. I think this is the 5th time, 6th time maybe. But this is just kind of what it takes for me to learn. You guys can make fun of me all day long, but I'm pulling it out, pulling it in, whatever. It takes me 35 minutes to pull it out. Why the hell do I care? I don't care. I'm just pulling it out, and I'm taking it apart and finding out what went wrong, why it went wrong, and I'm learning every little bit and piece. So hopefully you guys understand where I'm coming from and why I'm pulling this thing out 100 times. It's really just me going to school. A lot of people just pay to go to school, but they're not going to learn about all the hardships it takes to actually make a transmission work properly when you ain't got no money. So yeah, I'm going to get all this back together, and I'll probably pick up again tomorrow whenever I put this in the car, and then yeah, we'll probably test it out and whatnot. I'm probably not going to be uploading a video tonight because I literally didn't film a damn thing other than me pulling the trans out of the car, which I'm not going to post a video about just pulling the transmission out because I've done that 100 times. So yeah. I'll pick up tomorrow. What is going on, guys? It is the next day, and I just spent the last 45 minutes putting the tranny in. It's all done. Got the trans mounted up. Everything bolted up real smooth. The only thing now is I have to get some trans fluid for it, just because the other trans leaked really bad when I put the case halves together, so the fluid leaked out, so I couldn't reuse it, whatever. I gotta get fluid for it, and I gotta put my starter back in, and I have to figure out a speedo cable, because my current speedo cable, wherever it went, well, this piece right here goes on the end of the speedometer cable and hooks into the gauge cluster, and this plastic piece right here on the end actually broke, so there's no way that the speedo cable will actually lock into the gauge cluster. So I have to go, I think I'm just going to run to the junkyard because there is a CRX up there, and I'm going to see if it's got that piece, so I can get my speedo cable hooked up, and then I think that's it. I just got to chuck the tires on, and we should be good to rip. Alright guys, I'm out here at the junkyard. Got a speedo cable, and I got the little end piece and the clip that holds it in, so I no longer have to have a JB welded speedometer cable. I was very lucky to be able to I was very lucky that the only CRX in the junkyard had the speedo cable still attached, so that is mint. Alright guys, just got everything buttoned up on the car. Trans is full of oil, and well, nothing else to do now but go try it. I'm super nervous. I really don't want to pull it out again, but cross our fingers. Let's hope this thing is good. Alright guys, I just got my camera mounted in the car, facing me, so you can see my beautiful face. And I just drove this thing like a quarter mile. I haven't driven it far. It feels amazing. so far. This clutch was very worn out, but it bites very hard. Second gear seems smooth. Third gear, yeah! Speedo's working. Fourth gear. This clutch is like on and off. I love it. I have no idea what clutch it even is, but it seems like it's happy. The shifter seems like it's solid. Downshift to third, smooth. Second, smooth. It feels nice. It feels really good so far. I'm hoping it'll be good at high RPM, but we will see. Oh, I'm getting sick of pulling these trannies in and out. I mean, I'll do it, but it's not something that's fun. It definitely sucks, but I've learned so much in the last week of messing with these trannies. Second. Third. Oh yeah. Yeah, baby! Woo! This tranny seems like she's butter smooth. Mint! I've learned so much in the last week of dicking around with these transmissions. Oh, man. I can't even explain how much knowledge I've gained from messing around with junk, trying to see what works and what doesn't. It means a lot when you can finally get one to work good. So hopefully this one's working all right. Fifth gear, smooth. Now this is a full B16 hydro trans now in the cable case. I could not put an LS fifth gear on because the LS fifth that I had was out of a cable trans and the shaft was different, so I couldn't actually use the LS fifth gear, but YOLO, I don't care. That's the least of my worries right now. As long as I got a trans that works good and I can bang gears, I'm a happy camper. Alright guys, it's kind of dark out, so hopefully you can still see me. My camera doesn't have like a thing where I can see what I'm doing, so yeah, you're gonna have to just deal with it. But yeah, let's see if this thing's got some gears wide open. I haven't done any pulls yet, but it seems very smooth so far. I can downshift every gear perfectly. And that was like bam, right in. I'm happy. I'm a happy guy. I gotta do something about this hole in the floor from the fuel pump. The exhaust seriously comes right in the car. That's why it's so damn loud. The roads are still a little damp. It is winter, so yeah, but we'll try second gear. I can guarantee it's just gonna blow the tires off, but we'll see if it'll shift good. Yeah, baby. This thing is butter. Butter smooth. I'm not even wide open throttle shifting, but I'm sure you can tell how much faster the shifting is. Alright guys, that's going to wrap it up for this video. Sorry about the delay. I didn't have a video up yesterday because I didn't have a whole lot I filmed with, you know, getting the new trans and whatnot. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video that I did put up today. Might be a little boring, a little long, a little repetitive, but yeah. So yeah, be sure to hit that like button if you guys enjoyed the video and subscribe if you guys are new. And until next time, we will see you later.